ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, TheScoreEsports.com, G2A, NVIDIA, and ESEA.
Good evening. Game 2 of the ESL Pro League starts now. It's going to be battling G2, heading back into the fray against Dignitas after a very convincing win on Inferno. Now the battleground has shifted to Overpass. I've got Halvor Vendetta Gullistol and Lauren Pansy Scott hanging out with me. And we're going to go ahead and try our best to see some sort of hope at the end of the tunnel for Dignitas, because at the moment things are looking bleak for the Danes. And the other side of the story is G2 are on the rise to a point where they need to prove it in an offline environment, but so far so good for the French.
Yeah, so far so good. Couldn't have asked for a better start on Inferno. I think Dignitas' performance might have made G2 look better than what they actually were. I don't think they had to pull out all their punches to actually win that game. I think that's safe to say. Overpass, I don't see it going any better. I know you were leading on to, trying to find some light in all the darkness, but I think it's just going to be doom and gloom.
Well, I'm the one known for silver lining, and even I can't find any in this. For me, it was like Inferno was the litmus test, right? It's like, okay, well, if maybe Dig have a good game here, maybe the momentum could take them forward, or you got to clutch at straws when you're a play-by-play caster, you know what I mean, and build storylines. But no, there is very little to say about this, considering Dig generally have been a little bit, I'd say, under par, even to their own standard on this map, in my eyes. And G2 have been on the rise on it. Maybe the coupling of Existence and Smiths, their aggression working out very well together. You get the perfect play coming out of Scream as well on this map, another big one for him. There's a lot of elements going well for G2 here. Maybe not to the highest of tiers. Maybe they can't apply that to maybe your, Navis or whatever. But it's still it's still there, and it still should be enough of a factor to take them through this matchup.
Yeah, I think the big thing that Dignitas have to hope for is actually starting on the T side. They've said that they struggle with CT sides in general, and I agree with what you mentioned earlier in the pregame, pretty much, that G2's biggest weakness is their CT side as well, because they have some very odd setups from time to time. They have it on Cash, they have it on Train, and I think the relentless aggression coming out from some of the players on Overpass as well might come back to bite them. We saw it when G2 played versus Flipside. Even though they stomped Flipside, the rounds they gave away came off of unnecessary aggression from people like Shocks, for instance.
Is it not fair, though, to suggest that aggressive CT plays are actually rewarded more on Overpass than other maps?
Yeah, no, I think that's absolutely fair, but I think you have to find a mixture of it, because if you do the same aggression, putting yourself in the same spot 3 times in a row, and you've gotten picked off 3 times in a row, then you need to figure out a different way of going about it, right? Or at least have a teammate with you who can flash for you to get into a better position, or take
not just
a quick
kind of haphazard plays.
Exactly. So I'm all for aggressive CT plays, as long as you do it with a plan in your head when you're doing it, and hopefully some teammates that'll actually be in on that plan.
Yeah, for me, there's some shining examples. Astralis always comes to mind with the correct, I guess, discipline of aggression, at least within Device when he plays well. When Astralis is on point, this is one of their best maps I feel that they can really show it on, is the fact that Device has that right level of aggression to take the fights in certain places, but never at the same time. Henry goes on about it every time you see him casting that game. He loves watching it. But it's the fact that Device will play every different spot. He'll get the support in the right places as well. It's not they'll just let him go off on his own. He will get support from the rest of the team, and whether it's Carrigan flashing him or Dupree flashing him in, they are always supporting each other on these brilliant plays, and it makes the CT side very impressive to watch. And you look at Na'Vi, you get the same. Flamey's a massive factor in that one with the right dash of aggression. The one thing I'd say on this one as well for G2 is their aggression is sometimes a little curious, and they kind of get caught out a lot by it. But if teams don't punish it, you'll see people like RPK get into great spots when he pushes out of the sights. We saw it. I can't remember who it was against. I think it might have been Flipside or something like that. That for his, luckily for him, they don't check it. They didn't have anyone lurking around or keeping track of the other side of the map. But if someone does, they'll get punished. They're not going to be able to actually get anything done with it. So G2 to me have some steps in the right direction here, but maybe not everything in the right place to quite have it to the massive degree that others do yet.
Okay, and I mean, that kind of leads quite nicely into this whole discussion we were having before about Dignitas having some individual factors as well. I mean, I just need to remind everyone at home that, G2 can make this mistakes, can go overly hyper-aggressive and make these errors, but if G2 are still hitting their shots better than Dignitas. In the end of the day, the French will be picking up that win, and I do want to start pressing you guys for predictions. I have no doubt I know the answers already. I'm feeling like Mystic Meg right now, so I'm going to assume that you guys are expecting G2 to win this one. We already have to jump straight on into our second game of our 4-game day. And so once again, it's time to introduce your casters for this one. You know them well. No jokes or silly things this time. It's just going to be D-Man and Semler. Take it away, boys.
Thank you very much, Alex. So, once again, we return to Overpass this time. G2 demolished Dignitas on Inferno. Wasn't a close thing. And Dignitas, while they're going to be having flashbacks to yesterday, Na'Vi was the disappointing game. Knife round underway. Nyack actually stepping in as the coach as well, I see, for G2. Finally,
he's always present.
Yeah, he's always ever present. So he's just joined lastminute.com. What are we thinking? Are we... Sorry, I was watching Scream. I thought he'd just gone for a team kill. Actually, they probably will do at the end. But it will be G2 that wins the knife round. But what do we think? Is there a hope for Dignitas? The desk didn't really give him much of a chance, much of a glimmer.
I do. No, I don't really.
No.
I don't really. It's so hard,
you know,
because I
5, I think Denmark 1 if this is the case. They split 1-1 with Astralis. But actually, we were talking about the league position, they're 10-5 right now. They're actually in a very good place. They've played Fnatic. They lost 2-0 to them. They split 1-1 with Astralis. They 2-0'd Envy, if I recall. So actually, they're in a very good spot. They haven't played NiP yet, I don't think. So that's pretty much the only one left in that top area that they haven't played. So even though they've got those 5 losses, you know, that's pretty much against the top teams. They've beaten everybody else.
Yeah, so they're starting to sit pretty here. G2 have played a lot of games, as you're pointing out. NiP, you know, will be coming up later on tonight. Unfortunately, not against them, but still, we'll see how NiP fare. They're going to be playing against Fnatic. That's going to be the next game. For now, we're going to get into the pistol round here between Dignitas and G2. Dignitas on that T side and just taking over long, straight up, no fear approach to this. I mean, really no fear approach, considering they just, you know, decided to take over long, where the USPs should reign supreme with that one-shot headshot at any range, whereas the Glock, you know, you're just counting on that train carrying you through. Now they start to move into a bit more of like the close quarters work here. All
right, Scream got a good pinch, a peek of 3 of Dignitas members as they all trying to came out the door. That's forced Existence actually to push up. And Dignitas all in restrooms, making some serious footstep noises here. So Existence is going to be hearing everything here. They had heavily rotated. Look at it. Scream, Smiths, Shocks, they'd all gone over towards B side, but it's A side they've headed back towards. And Existence is the sole man right now. He needs to just be quiet as they scurry on past. Shocks has managed to rotate around, but Scream is still not making his way here. It's all on Shoxy right now. Existence does manage to get it. Shocks gets himself one, and now it could work out in our G2's favor. Existence, he's surely going to come out on top of this one. He will manage to take down Tensky, and suddenly it's a disaster for Dignitas. That was a 5-on-2.
Dude, Existence just like wrecked them. He got 3 kills. He even got the man Tensky up on the side, I think. So, no, Rubino, he got Rubino up on the side with the one, like, random one headshot onto him. So Existence just literally just saved the day here for G2. Again, it's that individual performance that's really kicking in, because unfortunately for Dignitas, they had a sick call. Oh, config. At least he's putting up a fight. If he can get that one tap on a Smiths, not meant to be. But yeah, as far as the strat was concerned, that was really nicely done by G2.
Yeah, it totally sold the fake. They like massively over-rotated towards B site, but the thing is, Existence was just in that. I mean, that wasn't even a sly spot, a sneaky spot. He was just there. He was just sat there waiting. The usual spot. You'd always have someone there, and he still managed to come out on top with 3 kills. Incredible. Well, SMGs across the board. Okay, let's see if they can make bank. Now, this is tricky because there's a lot of head armor being picked up by Dignitas here, so this could actually backfire on them. But Scream's going to be getting a glimpse on that one. He'll blow the door off. The question is, will it work out? Yeah.
I'm not going to criticize Shoxy too much for picking up the M9. When he had it yesterday, he was just like, I'm just going to get 2 kills every time you talk smack, Semler. I'm like, okay then, Shoxy. Fine.
Oh, I just got flashbacks of the round where Dignitas decided to pile down connector and chase down on the CZs. I remember that's this game. That was Dignitas. Some questionable tactics yesterday. Are they going to try and make up for that? It is going to be a B hit, and Scream and RPK are the 2 that are going to get challenged out here.
Both of them have MP9s. What is this madness? The longest spray ever. Eventually gets a kill. RPK got one as well, then decides to go back with the USP. Kirby's going to put him to sleep, but RPK still alive, still here kicking. Kirby again doing damage, but once again, he is just going to be in that. What is this? 1v1, and he nearly gets it!
Reload. They both reload! Oh, God. Well, just the pure power that Shox actually had the pistol to fall back on, and Kirby didn't have anything else. One more bullet. That would have been Dignitas' round.
That would have been an ace.
And does this flash back to the same situation where I think it was Shox actually piled through on Config, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was Shox and Kirby this time around.
No, you know, if they lose another clutch like that and they just tilt off the face of the planet, Dignitas, no, it's not allowed.
Oh, Shox is not having any of this. He wants money. Says, how dare you make it go down to a one-on-one situation? Give me my money. Thank you.
He's getting it. He's getting it. It's payday.
Justice. Well, it's poor old Kirby.
He's not on envy anymore.
I bought
right?
another Deagle, man. I bought another Deagle. I wanted to use it. Oh! Okay. All right, why not? Damn, I think Existence had an MP4, actually. Yeah, he did, yeah.
He had an M4, yeah.
M4.
But it's saved, so it's not the end of the world. $8,000 on Shox. Not too bad. He did get that payday after all. So he's going to be sitting
8K.
pretty. Now they can give an AWP to whoever if they want to go for the AWP. It looks like it's just going to be rifles across the board here.
Oh. But sticking. He's sticking with it. The Mac 10. Okay. All right. All right. All right, Smiths. I mean, UMP, why not? Okay, they give it a go. It is. They are up against AKs, of course. This fourth round buy coming out of Dignitas. After being blended apart. Risky push actually down long because they could well have been up against an AWP here with Smiths. And Smiths is in that position. Rubino's the sole man. Oh, screaming RPK actually pushing through tunnels onto Rubino. Rubino's been flashed out completely. He's going to get caught out, and that's all the information G2 needed. Shox immediately is on the rotate over towards A site. Dignitas trying to react to this one. But RPK and Scream just back away into B site and say, thank you very much, damage done. The Scream comes out on top in this duel. Smiths comes out on top in this duel. It is going to be tragedy for Dignitas, but they will get one back.
That is why that is such a gamble to play that spot where Smiths was. Because if you don't get that kill instantly, the likelihood of you getting back to that A site, pretty slim to nil, especially if you've got an MP7 and the other guy's got an AK. I mean, you're just a dead man. So good on Kirby for picking up that kill. Brings it back to a 4-on-4, and they decide to take the action over here towards the B site. With 50 seconds left, Dignitas going to be pushing up short. Scream does have support, though. Scream does have support. Yeah, RPK's playing from CT.
He's just rotated in. Oh, okay. Scream's been found out. He was in a standing position. RPK does get a 1-for-1 trade. Can't get the second, and suddenly G2 have fallen. And Existence, the sole man, he has a kit. Just has to play it carefully. He knows Kirby's in this corner. He can come out on top in this duel. Now he's in a 1-on-2 config. Just a 12 health for him. And he's down in pit. And this could work out in favor of Existence. But instead he's going to come in, running and gunning, giving his position away. And yeah, they're going to collapse on him perfectly. Just a little aggressive, trying to just bait them out. It's like, come on, face me, face me. And unfortunately, he was just facing the wrong direction. So Dignitas, okay. This is the exact same situation they were in last time. 3-1. They picked up that rifle round. Where do they go with it?
I could be really harsh and say they get reset again.
I think... Okay, well... Okay, Scream's got the Mag 7. He's going to go straight close on Monster. No, he's going to sit in Toxic. Yeah, Monster.
Yeah, pretty common spot to be playing from. Rubino's going to be holding pretty far back, though, because Dignitas, they don't really have the info yet as to what is waiting for them on the other side. So they don't want to be running into any traps, as you guys can see. They are pushing up aggressive long. That's going to clear out restrooms here. Comes down to Smiths. Now he's kind of caught in a bit of a tight spot here. I mean, it's Existence, rather. Smiths is there to back him, but Existence is the one playing connector, and he's kind of stuck there now. So do they have control? He's got RPK jumping in sewer, so he should have a way out, but Existence wants to continue pressuring in mid, and now he gets spotted, and he's sandwiched in. He has to fight his way out, and he's going to pick up the first one.
Yeah, he got spotted out by the side there, but Kirby does chase him down, has enough bullets. It was Tensky down the end of the tunnel that spotted him out, and they just collapsed on his position, and that gives them control. Config so close to die to the fire there. And that gives them control. Shox actually going for quite a lot of information here. He's coming all the way along A site, and he's going to be in the perfect place because they think they've cleared restrooms out already.
Ooh, where did Smiths get tagged down? He's still playing pretty deep. Shoxy, yeah. He might be able to catch Tensky watching the wrong way. Big spray from him. Manages to pick up the one. Smiths gets dunked on with a nade at the end, but Config, yeah, so low. He's the one who gets sent back to try and find Shoxy, and this is the change-up. They still have that man down in sewer, so based off of Rubino's info, they are going to be able to try and collapse onto that B site, but it is going to be a quick rotation coming out here from G2. They should be able to get into Sniper fairly quickly here to at least put a little bit of pressure.
Scream's going to catch the cross as well. Scream's got into a perfect position. He's dropped down into pit, but Rubino's found him. RPK comes around, bomb plant goes down. Checks anyone dropping down to pit because he'll have just heard the information from his teammate, but they are both in the same spot. And that molly going to run the clock down.
Ah. All right, does this actually work?
Nobody
Nope,
fails it.
information gain, that's all they get. And now, yep, time to back off. Cannot believe that Config actually survives the round with 4 HP, pretty much from like the start of it.
And almost killed himself on the fire. his own molly as well as Steve. I'll tell a lie, it wasn't. It was Existence's molly onto Kirby. But yeah, they managed to survive. And that's the round that they lost on Inferno.
And 3 survive. 3 of them, so they can actually, you know, get that money rolling here at Dignitas. G2, though, I think that this was a Hail Mary buy from them, so they used everything. Well, however, they could drop some FAMASs here if they really wanted to try and force it.
Yeah, they've still got those 2 M4 Shocks. RPK can't really drop anything, but Shocks could certainly pass one by. Everybody's going to
That's a delayed.
keep on. There we go.
It is a delayed. They're going to buy in the end. Where's Smith's?
Deagle, okay.
Buy a gun.
Just gone Deagle instead.
What the
Shocks
hell
has
is
pushed
this
up
buy?
close, and he's actually playing it perfectly on the smoke. It's going to be Config and Kirby that come around. They have pushed every single time, and it's MSL actually that caught him the other side. And that's oh, okay. I was about to say, that's one of the rifles gone down, but Smith's getting picked off. This is now massively in favor of Dignitas. Scream is actually going to push through Monster on Rubino. That's dangerous. He is. He's gone through. Flashed on Rubino, backs away, but Existence doing some serious damage down connector, gets himself a triple, and suddenly this has gone horrifically wrong for Dignitas. They're in a 2-on-1, what the hell?
How did that happen? And now RPK catches Kirby out as well. Rubino, Dignitas, not again. There's the flash, RPK full flash. Unfortunately for Rubino, he's going to be able to back off behind that smoke. And now Existence, he's going to be the security. He's like the insurance here. Wrap all the way back around. So if Rubino tries to go back towards B, he's going to have someone at his back. It's going to be horrible here.
They're playing it so well. The smoke down there, Rubino's going to try and find that bomb in the smoke, and is he going to push back? He can't even find it. Can't find the bomb. It's on that little drip. Oh, that was horrible. And that's wasted him so many seconds, and now he's going to run straight into Existence, but he manages to find the headshot. And now it's RPK and a one-on-one with Rubino. Rubino's going to smoke it down, get that plant in. So Dignitas getting something from a round that just went horribly, horribly wrong. Now Rubino, oh, he's got a beautiful little glimpse just over the tip of the smoke. He can hear and see RPK. He's going to tip around the side, but he's, oh, quick reactions from Rubino there. I think he just heard the last little step and flicked it to the right and found RPK's head. And really saves Dignitas' round there, because they should not have gone 3 members down to a dropped FAMAS in connector for Existence there.
Yeah, and that almost turned out to be like one of the weirdest buys to actually work for G2. I don't even. Now they're going to go for the quasi buy. Now they're just going to even things out here. But I mean, Dignitas, man, talk about stressful situations. Pistol round, Kerry Neely pulls it off. Rubino, this time they actually win the clutch, and this is what's going to keep them in this game. Had they lost it, that would have been G2 just off to well, they would have just got control again, just like on Inferno, and it would have been so difficult for Dignitas to get back into it. Now they actually have a clutch go their way. That's a boost in confidence, and they're a real threat.
Existence and Smith thinking of playing with this one. They are ducking and diving, looking down long. Smoke goes down instead, and Dignitas just continuing just to peek. They're playing this one delicately. They're not going to get caught out by these Deagles, or they certainly hope they won't. Rubino continuing to be that sole man that just holds back. It's funny actually watching Rubino's position every round. He's normally pushed up right by Monster, but since he got flashed and pushed by Screaming RPK, he's just played it right back towards despawn every single round now.
Yeah, it doesn't want to get caught again. That trick. But G2 at least now they've been checked a little bit, right? So the big confidence play is not exactly coming out. That was a nice attempt by RPK, but he's going to get wiped out by Config. Existence boosted up, manages to get the headshot on MSL. He even gets out of dodge.
Oh, that's nice though. Look at Smith. Smith just stayed in the back of the APC. So Existence took the shots and backed away, and Smith just stays and lurks in the smoke. There's still 4 members of G2 here, all with pistols. Some close range, and Existence does find one on Tensky. What is happening here? Dignitas are going to sit deep on the passive, and Existence finds another! Comes around the corner, catches a glimpse of Rubino. They know his position. Can they find his head? 4 members try to push him down. It's just going to get run down. That's suddenly Kirby, the only man left in a 2-on-1. This is disastrous for Dignitas once again, but Kirby has to hold his nerve. The bomb ticking, they realize they have the time, and they will back away. And that could so nearly have gone horrifically wrong for Dignitas. But they managed to hold the round out purely by the fact that Kirby hides.
Yeah. does it right. He hides, he backs off. What? The Deagle is just so scary. Like, just, what is this? Kierby and now Existence, both of them coming alive, getting crazy kills with it. 14-1-7 right now for Existence. He's top fragging on G2 by a fair margin. Rest of G2 need to start waking up here. Because if Existence is top fragging for you when you've got the likes of Scream, Shoxy, RPK, you know, it's like, you know, something is not going right here on the G2 team. So let's go. G2 now, there's the aggressive peek coming in actually towards Monster right off the bat. That allows for Shoxy to get onto the, no, not Shoxy, rather for Scream to get onto the other side. Lay a bit of a trap. And he's just waiting to see if it is going to be a full execute because it looks like Dignitas right now, they're sussing things out. RPK going for that jump again. He will spot, and they are going to be able to push very close. Nice little wallbang there onto the man and connector. Tensky and Kierby will be finding the first 2 kills, however, and they're moving in as a unit. This is Dignitas firing on all cylinders right now.
Shoxy, though, 28 kills in the previous map, and he's going to be trying to hunt down some of those. Existence chimes in with yet another. And this 3-on-3 take. Smoke's going down well. Config, though, up close. Will Shox be expecting him? I think Config just caught a glimpse of him there and backed away, but he's in pillar now, and he's an easy spot for Shox to manage to land the shot. Suddenly it's MSL and Tensky backed away in towards the corner, and Shox pushes on through, gets himself 3, and that's the damage done as Existence gets the final kill. And Smiths will get the defuse, and G2 pick up the round, and what started out as a great take by Dignitas ended up in a fantastic retake by G2.
Yeah, that was so well done. No idea why Config turned away from Shoxy there once that flash goes by. I guess he didn't see where the flash, he only heard.
I mean, we all see it slightly different with GoTV, so you just never know, yeah.
He heard it go off, so he just reflex turns around, but he could have had Shoxy right there, and then it would have been a totally different situation. But still, really well done. I mean, that's Shoxy with 3 kills, 2 for Existence, and yeah, they get a free AWP out of it, so G2, they go ahead and run that double op strat. Aggressive peek as well from Smiths, but he gets flashed and just barely misses out on the timing.
So Shoxy's kind of become the second AWPer for G2 as well. I mean, it's something he's been doing quite a lot, but Dignitas putting in a lot of resources all along long here, and Smith's not looking at that angle. They've already got so deep on this one. Now they're going to hear the footsteps. Existence gets a catch on towards them, tries to spray through the smoke, will go for the reload. There's Smith's going to land the shot. That molly will flush him out. He has to move, has to get out of the position, has to get in the corner. MSL tries to catch him as they back away, hops up, gets himself on, but puts himself in such a dangerous position. He will get caught, and that was the bomb as well. But Config finding heads right now. Smiths with the pistol in the end, catching on towards it. Config, the last man standing, gets himself 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't get the final man on Existence. Saving the day once again for G2. Top fragging, 17 kills. He only got 8 on Inferno. He was just letting his team do it all now, but 17. He's a monster here on Overpass.
He's pissed off now. He's angry. This is, and he's got the hair for it too, you know. So, I mean,
the Super Saiyan, yeah.
You don't want to make Existence angry. Who's the Krillin on G2 though? That's it's got to be Smiths. It's got to be Smiths.
Oh, aggression. Oh, look at this. Existence not hanging around. Can he get the tap on Config? You bet your life you can. No problem. Thank you very much. My work is done here. I'm going to back away and let everybody else play. That's nearly 20 kills in 10 rounds.
I'm just going through all of like the Dragon Ball lore right now for G2.
I'm too old for it, sadly.
See? So, I mean, this is just an anti-eco, guys. So it should be pretty clean cut. They did manage to catch out Shoxy, who was out in the middle of nowhere in mid. But yeah, actually tweet at me what you guys think. But I'm thinking Smiths for Krillin for sure. Yamcha's got to be Shoxy. The guy's a sexy beast. You know, lady killer, all that sort of jazz.
Scream?
Scream is Gohan. You know, pretty straightforward. Loves his dad, Existence, who's Goku, obviously. And then, but then that leaves RPK. I guess RPK's Piccolo. You know, calm, quiet, doesn't talk a lot. You know, just there to get the job done. See, there we go. We've solved it.
I love the fact that Scream tried to tell OJ in Barcelona his hair only takes like 5 minutes in the morning. It's like, yeah, really?
Get out.
Get out, Scream. Sure it does. Sure it does, mate. Oh, well, G2, okay. There's the eco bash done. 6-4 the score. How are Dignitas going to respond? They're going to get themselves the AKs. Now, they've been hitting long with quite a lot of numbers. Quite a couple of rounds running here. And it's only a matter of time, I feel, before Smiths decides to sit there with the AWP. And here he goes. Okay, Smiths is going to go along with the AWP, but this... Okay, where are they going to head this one? Existence has been kind of the man the man machine that's been blocking them every step of the way. It is going to be another push onto long. You can see Kirby and Config heading that way.
Oh. And Smith, he's going to be able to fall back? Not really. This is the shot. That was golden. Now it gets tricky. He's going to get that incendiary down, but he's not going to be able to make it out alive. Config, way too good. Hits that jump. Really nice jump, actually. It's so frustrating sometimes when you can't get it right on the first try. If he misses it, maybe Smith makes it out in one piece.
But like I said, I was watching the warm-up and Scream missed it 5 times. So it's just,
oh, that jump right there, yeah, the bench onto the thing?
Yeah, the bench onto there, yeah. Missed it 5 times. It actually, the camera switched away. I was like, no, I want to see if he makes this eventually.
Scream.
Got there in the end. But, I mean, he plays on B. He doesn't need to make that jump. That's not his job. His job is to watch Monster. And right now, he's about to get pushed there. Rubino, Tensky, poised and ready. Smoke's coming in. Everything coming in towards B side.
Big push and Scream. Too much hesitation. Looking for that shoulder peek. Not going to get it. RPK is only going to get the 1 kill. So this isn't quite good enough here for G2 in this round. At least they don't have to worry. Exactly. It's going to be a short push. Nobody lurking in connector. And Config's going to be able to win that duel versus Shoxy. So that pretty much leaves it down to Goku himself and its existence in a 1v4. And you know what? He's actually going in like the heavy gravity training room right now, just minding his own business. He's not going to be looking to take this fight. He's going to power up for the next round. That's what's going to happen here because he's going to have that M4.
Almost on MSL. Oh, he gets it in the end. Why wouldn't he? 21 kills now for Existence in 11 rounds played.
Yeah, what is this?
He is going off. I mean, he's actually setting a pace for 40 bomb here. It's just totally doable. Collects himself that AWP on the way out as well, so that's going to pass off to Smiths. Good job as well, because there's not a great deal of cash across G2 at the moment. Everybody be able to afford just about the bare minimum on the rifle bite. I think Shox is going to be the one that has to bite the bullet. Is he going to get an armor? Okay, he's going to get himself a 37, why not?
He's going straight up for it, man. SMG love for Shox. I mean, where does he actually decide to take it? It's up in restroom, so I mean, it could work if they try and clear out restroom. Maybe he gets lucky with a little bit of an aggressive peek, a little backstab on somebody. They have been showing a presence at long as well, so yeah, it seems like they might have that tag team duo. Smith's trying to draw attention to himself, and then Shoxy's there to pounce. Perfect flash, and again, shot missed. This time Smith's, you have to do it, and he is going to get that repeak onto Kirby.
This time with the bomb is with Config. This is dangerous. I mean, they're bringing the bomb down long here. And it's actually, if it gets caught out, it's going to be in no man's land right now. MSL's going to push on round. Shox would be able to catch him, and Shox will find MSL. And suddenly this is a real problem for Dignitas, because Config sat completely in no man's land with the bomb in hand. There's Shox with the AK switched weapon just at the wrong time, and Config gets himself the double on Smiths and Shox. And what could have been so good for G2 went horrifically wrong. Config once again saving the blushes just like he did last round.
Was that a team flash or was that the flash that Config threw? I think that was his flash. I don't want to say that it was a team flash from Smith. Nice shot from Rubino. So there we go. It was a 3-on-3. Now they're going to be able to claim that B site for themselves, Dignitas. And they've even got the positional advantage here. CT not going to happen for RPK. He's going to get caught out in the open. He wins the duel in the end, but the damage was done. Config's there to trade frag. And now with a 1v2 situation, I mean, Existence, he's been hitting mad shots. So now's the time for him to step up. Not sure if he heard the man go into pool, however, but he will get caught. And a nice wallbang coming in. Config, huge round for him. Quad kill.
Massive round, and it was all that double. Shox and Smiths down long. He was the man. He was the bomb carrier that could have been caught out of position, but manned up, fought his way out of the situation. And now 6-6. G2 pretty much broke, can't go anything here. They forced everything into that last round, and it's going to be a couple of Deagles, but we've already seen Dignitas walking headlong into these things. We saw Existence with the Deagle. We saw them stacking out. They chose to go 3 onto B, and this is a good choice because Dignitas are going for the fast play, but they have caught Shox out early.
Okay, there it is. There's the shoulder peek. Fully commits to it. He gets overwhelmed, and now, yeah, this is all going to fall into place nicely here for G2. Very quick, aggressive push. Or for G2 rather, for Dignitas, right? They push together as that unit onto the B site. I actually just want to see them like give up on the A site. It always feels like a real nail biter on the A site. At least on B site, they seem to have that, you know, that split going really nicely for Monster and Short. Just everybody getting in together, trade fragging effectively.
Yeah, Rubino has been coming out pretty well in that exchange. The last couple of rounds running. It's almost it's still nothing beats Nico's play on that position. That's literally the Nico role, I find.
Nico's, yeah. Nico's pretty good right now.
He's pretty special right now. Oh, this is aggressive play from G2. Shox is actually the man that's going to try and pop out around the corner, but they've actually all slipped past. But he's going to find them in the back. Manages to get one. Tries to get the second on Kiebi. Couldn't get the tap down on him. And Kiebi will get out unscathed. Smith's Existence was sitting deep on A, but instead they've chosen to go towards B.
No,
Deep on long, sorry.
Yeah, they were up on long. I guess they were trying to hope. They were hoping to be able to catch out Existence quickly. In connector, put a little bit of a clamp on somebody there. Smith somehow survives, but only for a second. You know, Config, he wanted him to suffer just a little bit. Existence with a backstab on a Rubino will be nice, but it's not going to stop that bomb from getting up onto the A site. Here's the plant, and now they can actually leave a man lurking behind into restroom, so they have the backside covered here on Team Dignitas. It's now going to come down to them catching out the 2 rotators coming up from the B site.
Existence is going to try and come around the back, but Kiebi finds him, and that was the pincer move that could have worked out for G2, but now it's left RPK and Scream basically with it all to do. And Dignitas have the perfect hold for this one. Config, well, it is only going to be the head that's going to pop out, but it doesn't matter. He finds himself the 2 kills that he needs. And it's another 3K for Config in that round. 8-6. G2's economy starting to suffer in this final round. And Dignitas, what was looking to be a very, very good CT side for G2 has kind of fell apart in the last 4 rounds.
That's collapsed, utterly collapsed. I mean, half the team is still asleep. Shoxy's the only guy in double digits along with Existence. The rest of them, I mean, 4 kills on Scream? Scream, you're the headshot machine. You got to live up to your name right now. Your team needs you. 3 players just sitting in single digits. That's not good enough for G2. Shouldn't come as a surprise that Dignitas are able to just, you know, power through, get those 8 rounds. And they should be in position to pick up a 9th as well, because this is a force buy from G2. So G2, because they're so light on the utility, it does seem like Shoxy, you know, instead of actually going for the flash, or using any of these nades, he's just taking the big risk. He's going to push right on and establish control of Sword. Now he's got RPK there to back him up, watching Connector. And things could get a little nasty here for Dignitas if they walk into this part of the map.
Existence just maybe got a glimmer of Dignitas just outside connector there. Just got a little peek. He's going to push up. But Dignitas holding steady. Existence trying to tuck himself in. He got himself 3 kills from this exact position. And once again, Rubino coming out on top down and B site. But Existence is the man that's going to try and sneak it. Remember, he got a 3K from this spot before, but this time it's not going to work out. And he's going to have to back away now. He can't challenge those positions. It's AKs that he's up against with his FAMAS. They know his exact position. Rubino has carved open B side. I'd be amazed if we don't see a rotate. They're going to keep on pushing to A side into Scream. Scream's going to get up close. Some personal, but unfortunately for him, Kiebi on the cross saved him, because if it had gone around that corner, that would have been Config splatted on the wall.
MSL even landed a nice shot on Existence. Existence wasn't meant to be this time. 6-9 at the end of the half. A very nice patient play there coming in from Dignitas in the end to make it all happen for themselves. Slow execute onto that A site and just getting the picks everywhere, basically. That's just G2. They all dropped one after another. And so, you know, one guy drops, then the next guy feels like he has to make the play. Scream, right? You know, running out into the open. He feels like, okay, now I got to peek long for info or try and do something, right? And it just all horribly fails. That smoke not quite on, Tensky.
Yeah, I think he wants to have a bit of practice. Go back to the training grounds.
That is a 6 smoke, though. You can land it without the jump script either. So when
Good job, because you're not allowed to use it anymore.
You're not allowed to use the jump script. You're not.
Yeah.
There's that.
There's apparently the key binds. You can like.
Yeah, there's the key binds, the 2 keys at the same time,
sort of
which
thing,
are just like literally the same thing. So it's like, come on, guys. Either the jump throws are out, or they're
Look,
not.
I'll just be happy when I see a molly on the minimap. Like, instead of the smoke bloom, I want to see the molly bloom. Just a little, I don't know, just a little flame. It doesn't need to be anything fancy graphically. Just need to know that there is a molly there.
Thanks, Rush. Rush is providing us with a molly real quick there, you know. See, he's looking out for you, Lee.
I'm not sure he can do it every single time it gets thrown out.
I mean, it could literally be the same thing as a smoke, though, just tinted orange instead, right?
Yeah.
Same graphic,
just that pool is covered now with the molly. Yeah.
Ah, well, we'll see. You know, the devs, apparently they listen. Apparently.
We can only hope. Maybe you get it, bend their ears when you get to Columbus. You know they're going to be there.
They will, but Matt Wood won't be there apparently.
No?
Really sad. Nope.
Ken, that's
the bro.
2 is Mr. Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah, he missed. Was he in Cologne? He went. No, he missed Cologne. He missed
one of
Cologne.
them, yeah, he missed Cologne.
He missed Cologne. Yeah.
Just wasn't the same without him.
Oh, well,
It's
here
not
we
gonna be
go.
the same without RPK either.
Well, Smith's Kiebi doing some serious work there. Can he get another? He can! Oh, MSL stole it. Tell a lie. Can't quite get the other. Oh, okay. Kiebi's had a fair bit of damage onto Rubino, so he must have got himself another one on the back of him. And Shoxy, last man standing. Can he do anything on MSL here? Trying to get that Glock fade to work for him, but unfortunately he's being pushed from the back. Config from behind, MSL from the front. He senses something coming, but okay, everybody's starting to get a little low here. Suddenly Dignitas realizing, wait, this is a slightly dangerous situation. Let's not give Shox the ace here in the pistol round, because that would be horrific. Okay, now he's behind a bit of plank of wood that's not really going to offer him much protection. And Tensky will finally take him down. Okay, this is now looking doable for Dignitas. And I say that because they've had some serious problems holding out the rounds. 10-6. Could stretch it to a 12-6 if they come out on top in this round. And G2 not going fully invested with the Tech 9s. It's going to be Deagles instead. All right, are they going to go as one? It's not going to be a steam train. They're going to split across and see if they can get picks.
Yeah, they're playing it almost as if it was a rifle round, basically. Although Existence, a little bit more aggressive, perhaps. Straight up short, not wasting any time, hoping to land that shot with the Deeg. Maybe saw what he was capable of in the first half. Maybe he spotted the man behind pillar, so now he's got something to go off of, and Config repeaks. Config decides to go for the repeak, and of course he gets punished. Existence wired too tight right now. He's not going to miss a shot like that.
Well, it's forced Rubino to rotate and join Tensky. Tensky drops down, and MSL's like, I've got people over here as well. The comms, they're coming out the goddamn walls! Coming from every direction. The question is, oh, MSL just got a glimpse of Smith's head. Should be able to take him down from range, but takes him down to 5 health while the rest of G2 move in, and there's Scream finding the head. And now this is really tentative. 5-on-3 situation. Kirby with a spray down. Can't get them both. Will get the damage done, but he gets picked off by Shox. And now it's a 2-on-4. What is happening right now as Existence finds Rubino and Tensky, the last man standing. And this is exactly what I meant at the start of the round when I said it could be a 12-6 if they can hold this round. And it's gone disastrously wrong. And it all began with Existence finding the opener and causing so many problems.
What does that bring Existence to now? As far as like the frags
it's got to be
concerned?
what? 26? 26 on round 16.
Okay then.
Okay.
Existence. I mean, I guess you know, if you're gonna just go ahead and like wreck people with the Deagle every round, just keep finding headshots everywhere. That works fine, right? Don't need the half of your team to wake up. Now what happens if Existence is hitting shots like this, and say Scream wakes up or RPK? Yeah, Dignitas are gonna be in a tight spot. Here's hoping. Here's hoping. They need a little bit of a pressure situation here. Well, I mean, I guess this is one of them, right? Full hard reset on the economy, and it is going to be the force buy here from Dignitas, so they're risking it all.
I just hope G2 can carry this sort of form that they have been shown in the Pro League into the Major, because Lauren said it on the desk. It's like so often they'll, that's the litmus test effectively. Get to the Major, go out in groups. And it's just like, oh, again, this keeps happening. Obviously, it was tight in their previous guys, but Scream going to get caught out as well as Existence. So that was a great start from Rubino there. They're going to pop around the side. Rubino drawing the attention, and Dignitas trying to give a bit of flavor back to G2, but unfortunately RPK is not in the mood. He doesn't want a taste of it, and will cut them down.
Straight up all-out aggression, and unfortunately that is it. RPK, if he gets headshot in the end, if he dies, then Dignitas are able to turn the tide, and they can actually get that man advantage, the guns to work with. Now life gets a little bit difficult because there's 3 players here for G2, and they're moving together as a unit. They need to figure out where Tensky's playing from, and he usually plays B, so maybe that's what they're going off of. They're like, okay, well, might have the rifle down there, so let's go ahead and head towards A long and see if we can't, get a fight with the pistol or something along those lines.
And Config is not going to get the information until quite late here, the way he's hopping around. Did he get a glimpse then? Oh, he's going to be close enough. He's giving his position away the way he's jumping. All right, okay. If he can play with that smoke, but they're waiting this one out so nicely, G2. So cautiously. Coming in as a unit. Yeah, he's too far away from that one, and Shox will find the head. And now Tensky, don't think he's going to try and fight for this one. G2 get the plant down, and 3 men survive, despite the great start that Rubino gave them. Finding those 2 quick headshots with the CZ.
Yeah. Maybe just not doubting himself, it looks like a little bit there, Config at the end. Maybe trying to cheat a little bit, basically, like sneak down to the B side. He's like, okay, don't see anybody mid, probably going to be B. Doesn't realize that, wait, there's long as well. There's another way onto the A site. Yeah, you got the midway, and then, yeah. So, unfortunate turn of events there for him. But luckily for Dignitas, it looks like Tensky should be able to save his gun.
I think he might get RPK on the way out here as well. He's coming round down long, so... Is he going to try and face him? No, he's not going to face. Yeah, we'll hear the weapon switch, so he gets himself an AK out of it. And Shox was busting a nut to try and get down there, sprinted towards it. Must have heard the weapon switch. But still, 19th round, still 26 kills for Existence. He got picked off very early. But as you can see, still no double figures for Scream, Smiths, and I think it was, yeah, RPK down the bottom. Incredible stuff, really. It's all going Existence way. Aggressive stuff once again from Dignitas.
Yeah, straight up charging the mid. This time the anti-rush nades come out. Get dunked. HE's everywhere. Smith gets 2. Scream is as well. And then Tensky with the flank. Come on! Does not able to win against RPK. That looked like a golden opportunity there to at least pick up the 1 kill. So Tensky, a little bit of frustration there for him. He's having an off game as well. He's only got the 4 right now.
Good counter from G2. So fool me once, fool me twice. I don't think so.
Especially when you know that they're going to be on pistols, right? It's like,
Yeah.
we got the money for the HEs. Just chuck them in if they go aggressive. There you go. They get a face full of shrapnel, and we get a quick round, right? 1 away from tying it up here at G2 as well. So it looks like for now, again, it's back to a little bit of default here for G2.
Shoxy trying to rattle some shots off, trying to find something. Smith's getting that little peek. It is Config that's actually through there, and Smiths is creeping forward. He's got Shox to help him out. There's the flash to try and slow him down, and there's the smoke that will prevent the push through Monster. They immediately step back and wait. Is Config going to try a couple of shots through there? Could have worked out well for him. Instead, he's going to try his Neo-style hover across the side there. This time around, yeah, look at Rush. He's ready for it. He's ready for the movement. Is he going to try and hover across? Not going to happen this time.
Maybe he's feeling the heat a little bit. Decides to go for a little surf.
Oh, they're going to push on through, though, and Config's in a great spot. But look at Smith. He was checking the angle, but he gets himself a double. Can he get the triple? He expects the flash, and he's going to go through, and he will get himself the triple. Kirby picks another one up across the map, and the kill feed is full of G2 members going down. And that was a great round from Dignitas and a great round from Config.
And Smith has got to be going, what the hell is that? Hopefully we can get that on replay as well, because Smith, I believe, comes in scoped with the op, so he couldn't possibly have been double scoped. How was he not able to spot him? Interesting turn of events. Regardless, yeah, that was just sick play from Config. Basically, G2 deciding to just walk into it, and unfortunately, sometimes that's the way it goes. That's why Monster's always such a nightmare to work your way out of, because of the shape of the pipe. Somebody, if you're holding, like, you can spot the man peeking before, oftentimes you spot the man peeking before
before they have
he's able to spot you, right?
Curve,
exactly.
Yeah.
So Smith's, he's like coming in, and he might not have spotted Config, whereas Config obviously sees his body. So it's just an awkward spot, always an awkward position around there.
To check the little hover position, just to see it for myself. But as it is, G2, they have rebought. They have got the AKs, obviously much lower in the utility this time around. They're investing in that one, and MSL not able to land the shot the first time around, and Smith tries to push his position with Scream. So they do back away from this one. Config and Tensky went fairly aggressive in B. They managed to peek around, get a little vision. So that's why there's 3 members of Dignitas currently over here on the A site. And MSL, is he going to find one of those heads? I was going to say, you show it that many times, he's going to take it off, surely. And Scream will go down long, but they're going to be forced now. But Dignitas are in such a great spot for this.
Yeah, they just don't have any, nobody has any nades now, so it's all about the headshots. There's 2 of them already ringing out. MSL catches Smith trying to push through the smoke. Not really a whole lot that Smith can do. I mean, he has to try and get in there and have an impact. Just no flash to lead the way, nothing to really work with to make life easier. And so now there's a 2-man advantage here for Team Dignitas. They're going to get to hold down onto this A site. There really isn't a whole lot that G2 can hope to do here unless Tensky decides to throw it away. Shoxy takes out Rubino, but MSL's there to hold the line. Existence not able to get the punish, and the big kill coming in from Tensky. Finally, he's able to actually get one of those spray battles to go his way.
Well, this is what G2 were unable to do, start to build that momentum on the CT side. An important round for Dignitas because they would have been broke if they'd have lost out in that round, but it does put G2 on the back foot. And now they're going to force into this one. It is going to have to be the pistols. They've got rounds to play with. They'll be fine to go into the next round with the rifle, so see what they can do. I mean, they've made these pistols work before against Dignitas. MSL's gone massively aggressive and took a peek, and he sees nothing, which gives a big, big warning flag to everybody on B site.
Big plays. There it is. Dunk nade. RPK down to 8 HP. The big damage going out. Kirby and Rubino just shredding him. Config even managed to get in on that action. But that dunk nade, so painful.
Nades are so annoying in this game. Sometimes, especially as a commentator, because you see the big nades like that, sometimes you're like, it should be big! And then it like catches a lip of a stair or something and just does like 4 damage. It's like, what?
Welcome to the nightmare. If you think it's annoying for us, just think about like if the
I
player...
know, for the player, yeah. It's
like,
thinking,
what?
I landed it square on him, he must be low. Hit points.
Nothing.
98. It's like, what?
Get wrecked.
How is that possible? But back to the AKs for G2. 13-9. Dignitas looking good right now, and MSL is lined up perfectly for that one. Shox gets picked apart as he comes out, but Kiebi gets taken down by RPK, and MSL, well, he's in no man's land. He's just run straight down into long. And 2 members of G2 staring right at him in existence, and Scream will run him down with ease. And now Config. Config down, just to the side. It's in a perfect spot. Oh! He thought he'd got the one already. He'd give up. He thought he got Smiths already, and he span across. And this is going to get the bomb plant down now. The smoke will go down. Tensky's just about in position to cut the cross off.
Oh, but can he find the angle? Oh, he actually does manage to spot out the one. Takes out the main health man there. That's Rubino. Takes the fight straight up with Scream, wins it, and now Smiths so low, not going to be able to get the better of him. 2 kills for Rubino in the end, but... So... That was a little bit confusing as well, because MSL looked really good there with the start. But then, yeah, just like the double push up long from Existence and Scream catches him out. But then Tensky comes alive on the A site, manages to actually bring it back to a 2-on-2. Just chaos.
It was strange that they chose to... I mean, I know why they chose to switch, because they assumed, okay, we've took MSL out, so therefore they're going to rotate everything to A. So let's try and push on through connector. But yeah, Tensky just sitting by the door, the back of it, and nobody checking it. The speed they were trying to go to try and catch them off guard. Ended up backfiring on them. And now you see match point beckons for Team Dignitas here as G2 in a bit of a cobbled by. Very much a different story from what Dignitas found themselves in against Na'Vi yesterday. It was a horrific, horrific game. 16-3. They just couldn't get anything going together. And you thought that might be the case when you saw Existence early on, but things have definitely slowed down considerably for G2 here. Dignitas holding very strong on the CT side. Obviously with that 9-6 first half on the T as well.
And sometimes you just get bodied. Yeah, so Dignitas never want to hear about that Na'Vi game again.
Yeah.
You're just so cruel.
Just keep on rubbing it in, rubbing it in.
Mentioning it. They're going to be watching this VOD back, man. That's all they're going to be thinking about.
I get messages probably from over there. Actually, ironically, the majority of my old League of Legends fans, so they all knew me. So I only found this out in Barcelona, but... they're like, yeah, I'm a really big fan. I'm like, what? You're like this 19-year-old CS kid. How the hell do you know who I am? So you just played great this tournament. What are you talking to me for? Shox, though, he's creating opportunities for himself. In a 2-on-1, you could put your money on that one, but Config, who has delivered, by the way, here on Overpass. Yeah, 26 kills for him, I thought, and he's been landing some big ones, importantly. Look at that. Existence only at 28 now, considering he was, what, 20 kills in, 12 rounds down?
I don't care, though. It's like he dropped 28 frags. I mean...
And with Deagle as well. I think
slack.
like 6 or 7 of them with Deagle.
It's like, oh, you know, 28 isn't good enough, Existence. We actually need you. It's like, yeah, could you drop us 40 frags, please?
Smiths and Scream still not hit double figures, man.
I know, it's like, where did they go? What happened? And another dunk nade, just big. That monster, that short nade really just so brutal. Existence leading the way, but then turns into a crossfire, and Tensky manages to pick up 2.
Well, the quickened pace has caught Dignitas off this time around. They've answered it fairly well, but Scream's in a great position here. For Rubino and Kirby, they're both coming through the smoke. Scream, just take your time, take your time. Here we go, they're going for the boost, and that's going to get caught. RPK is going to spot this.
And if he did, Scream would have been in the perfect spot to get the punish. Instead, he's going to pick up the first one here.
The flash.
Not effective. There we go.
Now we're in trouble. Now we're in trouble. RPK's just around the corner. Is Kiebi going to check the corner? Is he going to check the angle? Yes, he is. We can't find it, and RPK will hold and buys a reprieve for G2 on match point. Can they do it? Can they do it? They did it yesterday. I mean, it wasn't quite at match point, but it was near as damn it the way they lost that heavy 12-3 first half.
Yeah, oh, yeah, right, okay. You know, show that resolve again, I suppose, yeah. But that doesn't happen every day.
No,
Yeah,
and there is only 2
very-
pistols still for G2, so this is going to be a real tough test.
Yeah, and they're doing that to just manage to maximize nades, basically. Scream definitely not having a big game. He's like, okay, I actually, you know, I'll serve as a decoy.
RPK is pushing down connector. Kiebi and Rubino both holding the angle here. He's going to come around and he's going to face both of them, and he will get caught out. That's one of the AKs of the 3 they had in this game. While this is all happening, Shocks, Smiths, and Existence are trying to make something work against Config down Monster. Scream is coming back this way, but damage may well have been done as Dignitas back away and Kiebi and Config retake their position on B side.
And this is all just delaying tactics, basically, from G2. They're waiting for the smokes to clear. They're waiting for Dignitas to basically make the mistake of over-rotating. But look at this from Config. What is going on? Oh, he even goes for the M4A1s that they can't even see his spray coming in.
That was nice.
He's going to get spotted, though. They know that he's boosted, but he's just still hanging around. 2 headshots for him, and the whole thing falls apart here for G2. Scream and Existence, the last 2 here. They will be able to get the bomb plant, but it's a 2-on-5. And, well, that helps Scream start waking up with the headshots. Your team needs you to. 2 kills for him.
Existence comes out, can't find Tensky. Scream has to tap him, and he won't get it. Tensky comes out. That was beautiful little bit of weapon switch and catch. You don't often catch that. I mean, sometimes we miss these little intricate delicacies between the teams, but very well done, Rushdie, to catch that little weapon switch and work out. So Dignitas come out on top 16-10, despite the heroics of Existence, despite things working out so well for G2. And I think if you cast your mind back to the T side, really that's where the damage was done. The 9-6 from Dignitas, you know, they were holding on very well. G2 just couldn't seem to get the economy going. It was like almost a reverse at one point. They had like 3 rounds and then bam, Dignitas got 4 or 5 in a row.
Yeah, and it was 3, 3, and then 3, I think it was, and then it just kind of fell apart from there. They got that 6 rounds, and then they just weren't able to actually get anything going again. It seems like Dignitas finally, you know, they were able to just like get over, you know, the first 3 rounds. And when they won that first rifle, I think it was like, okay, you know, Inferno, it's behind us. Time to play our game here on Overpass. And they were finally able to do that. Config in particular was a bit quiet on Inferno. He came alive here on Overpass.
That important bit on long A where he gets the double and then quickly gets the 4 in the end.
Here's where it really made the big difference was when he was able to clutch on the B side against Shoxy, right? And that's what cost them Inferno, I think, is when he lost that clutch. This time, them winning the clutches, them actually being able to get some clutches,
Reprieved.
totally allowed them to actually get that confidence to play their game. Because if they kept losing the clutches like an Inferno, I think it would have been an easy 2-0 for G2. So it made all the difference.
It was a big one-on-one split, guys. We're going to go over to Alex and the desk to take us through it.
We will do our very best, and actually this desk has to hang our head in shame as we did kind of rule them out of that one, especially considering, you know, we gave Dignitas a chance. We said that if they do pick up this win, it's going to happen on Inferno. However, looks like they found a little bit of life over on Overpass.
I said a 1-1, I just didn't expect it this way.
Yeah, it's turned it on its head. I'm sure you are equally surprised, Halvor.
Yeah, but the lack of surprise comes, or I am surprised, but I'm not surprised by how it turned out or how it happened, because it was, again, the CT side of G2. And they mess it up pretty much every game you watch them. They have shaky CT sides. They might get rounds on it, but it's not a sustainable thing that you can do over and over again, and that's something Dignitas completely took advantage of. Very often, you know, they mentioned that they got into economic troubles, which is totally true. And also the fact that they tended to play too far ahead on that A-bomb site. They get caught out, and it creates a rotation. Rubino did a really good job of basically keeping the 2 guys playing the B-bomb site, which would be RPK and Scream for the better part of the game, really honest. Basically never letting them rotate over to A site, so it's hard for G2 to regain map control. And, you know, everything just kind of snowballs out of control for them at that point. And even with Existence, I think they had 24 frags in the first half on the CT side when they're losing 6-9. That just tells you that the rest of the team just weren't there for him.
And I'm really glad you mentioned Existence, because it seems to be a growing trend. It was mentioned not too long ago over in Katowice that this guy seems to have a little bit of affinity. Not only is he getting better overall, but Overpass does seem to be his map. Just like casting my eyes over his recent Overpass performances, this past, like, in about 5 weeks, across the span of 5 weeks, he's picked up 330 bombs on that map in particular. Like, he just seems to be able to fire. Like, this is not a common situation. It wouldn't have been 5 months ago. We wouldn't have been sitting there going, oh, Existence dropping 30 again. No surprise there. It's great to see that he's picked it up, but not enough to pick up that win. And so Dignitas do manage to get that 1-1 that, you know, Mystic Lauren did manage to predict, however, not in the way you called it.
No, completely wrong.
Yeah,
completely wrong. Just gonna
You
sit
got to be
with
more
that.
Own up
vague.
to it.
If you'd have just gone, it's going to go 1-1, you look like a mastermind
Genius.
right now.
Yeah, no. I don't think you could have predicted that at the start of the day. You know
No
what
way.
I mean? Like, it should have been a 2-0, which seemed likely. Then don't know what happened in the second match. I think you laid out a lot of the issues
Yeah.
that were kind of preyed upon, which Dig certainly made the most of. So yeah, it was a bit of a curious game. Config playing great. I think that's highlighted on the end of that, which is a very big difference to the first map where he was non-existent.
Quiet, yeah.
It was just
Which I
like,
know you keep speaking very highly of Config.
because he has these games.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
if he gets consistency behind it across the board of maps, then what a sick play you have. But then he seems very quiet on certain maps, and it's like, eh.
It's kind of like with G2. Like Config is like G2 in many ways. You see the potential, but you don't see the consistency.
Yeah, I guess.
I like
So
that.
that's I guess that's what both parties are going to look forward to and work towards.
A strive for consistency for
Yeah.
both some individuals and some teams, as our first two games are now wrapped up. I hear you wondering, I hear you questioning, what's coming up next, Alex?
What is coming
Well,
up next, Alex?
The Score Esports Hot Match of the Week is coming up next. It's going to be huge. We're going to be seeing Fnatic up against NIP. And speaking of the Score, you can go ahead and grab that on your smartphone, available both on Google Play and iOS App Store. Grab it, and it can give you articles, news, and statistics that wouldn't be available elsewhere. So go grab that. We're going to take 5 minutes to prepare ourselves for the Hot Match of the Week. Don't go anywhere, guys.